Ok, chicos, creo que vamos a ir live dentro de un ratito para que lo tengan en cuenta. Entonces, prestemos mucha atención. Muy buenos días. Denme un segundito, déjenme asegurarnos. Pa. Muy buenos días, chicos. Es un enorme placer estar con ustedes aquí el día de hoy desde esta hermosa plataforma, al mismo tiempo que estamos live en Facebook. Sí, habíamos dicho que iba a ser en YouTube, pero en Facebook fue. Ya. Estamos live en Facebook now y queremos que todos ustedes puedan ser parte de este hermoso webinar. What to expect from Versant. Vamos a estar acá un promedio de 2 horitas practicando acerca del test, hablando acerca del test, teniendo más ideas acerca de cómo mejorar en esta prueba y no solo en esta prueba, chicos, o sea, porque la intención no es pasar el Versant, bueno, sí es la intención, yo sé, pero la intención en sí es lograr tener ese nivel de inglés suficiente para poder comunicarte con cualquier otra persona en cualquier momento en el idioma inglés. Chicos, créanme que la idea principal el día de hoy es que ustedes estén más que listos para poder tener éxito en esto que es el Versant. Así que, muchachones, quiero también que ustedes sepan que el día de hoy este webinar va a estar más que todo, ¿sí? Va a estar más que todo siendo ayudado por el Teacher Eddy. Teacher Eddy, él está acá, ya tenemos preparado todo para que él pueda hacer pues su magia. Y quiero, chicos, que le presten mucha atención porque él se va a encargar hoy de darnos esta hermosa clase magistral acerca de el Versant. Chicos, si nos están viendo en Facebook, denle compartir este video porque todo el mundo tiene que saberlo. Hoy vamos a estar haciendo un Versant practice, un Versant class, un Versant whatever, ¿ok? Ya llegó la hora de que ustedes no le tengan miedo más al Versant. Vamos a desmenuzar esta prueba para que así ustedes puedan venir, tomar el examen y, por cierto, pues pasarlo. Ahora, quiero que tengan en cuenta que nosotros estamos actualmente contratando muchísimas personas, muchísimas. No tengo dedo en la mano suficiente para describir cuántas. Bueno, no sé, pues solo son 10, pero sí, estamos contratando más de 100 personas quincenales, chicos. Es como que está genial también la respuesta de todos ustedes que quieren formar parte de este hermoso equipo. ¿Y para qué, muchachos? ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué? Tienen la oportunidad de unirse a esta hermosa compañía desde hoy hasta noviembre, diciembre. Créanme que si ustedes son contratados entre el 1 de septiembre al 30 de noviembre, ustedes van a poder ser, ¿qué? Van a poder ser parte de los participantes de la rifa de un carro Kia Picanto del año. Así que ya, ustedes tienen esta hermosa oportunidad de ser parte de esta rifa. Y chicos, sin más preámbulo, bienvenidos a esto que será el webinar. What to expect from Versant. Duran. Chicos, quiero que tengan esto en cuenta. Me voy a presentar primero. Yo voy a ser el asistente del día de hoy. Mi nombre es Marvin Emanuel Salazar. Soy Senior Recruitment and Marketing Specialist en IBEX. Estoy trabajando en esta hermosa empresa desde el 2018. Y sí, ha sido una experiencia maravillosa. Me gusta el judo. Me gusta el taekwondo. Bueno, me gusta romper piernas y patear cabeza. Pero sí, chicos, brazos pues, porque yo no se me golpean los brazos, pero los piernas, pero he sido un agente de servicio al cliente o empecé a ser un agente de servicio al cliente desde el 2015. Y créanme que esta experiencia ha sido maravillosa. Me gusta la música ópera, me gusta hablar, pues me gustan muchas cosas. Pero este día no es sobre mí, este día es sobre el Teacher Eddy y se los voy a presentar. Eddy López, él es a Recruitment and Language Specialist. Él ha sido graduado tanto de Kaiser como de la Universidad Centroamericana, ambos en inglés como enseñanza en lengua extranjera. También él tiene una vasta experiencia enseñando en distintos grupos de actividades de inglés, en distintos cursos y en distintas instituciones. Él también ha sido parte de un equipo grande de especialistas de lenguaje para poder alocar o dar lugar a nuevas personas que quieran no solo mejorar su nivel de inglés, pero sino saber cuánto es su nivel de inglés. Así que si ustedes quieren a un experto que les diga cuánto es su nivel de inglés, el Teacher Eddy es ese experto. Yo solo soy la cara bonita de acá, muchachos. Pero el Teacher Eddy es la mera mandurria en esto de el inglés. Pónganle mucha atención, por cierto. Él es un otaku. Lo siento, Eddie, lo tenía que decir. Sí, le gusta bastante el anime, hacemos bastante cosplay. Una vez me disfracé yo con él, sí, pero él también le gusta bastante lo que es el anime, le gusta la música rock, le gusta pasar bastante tiempo con su familia y también le gusta ser muy, 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 muy amigable y siempre va a estar dispuesto a extenderte una mano cuando lo necesites. Él también empezó en esta industria como un agente de servicio al cliente y poco a poco fue subiendo hasta que ahora ya es Recruitment and Language Specialist para IBEX Nicaragua. So, Eddie, no te quito más de tu tiempo, solamente voy a presentar la agenda del día de hoy para que podamos empezar ya en lleno con la carnita. So, chicos, entre las 7:30 y las 8 estuvimos como en el pre-webinar. Dimos un tiempo para que las personas se estuvieran uniendo. Estamos ahorita dándoles la bienvenida y creando una pequeña introducción de lo que será este webinar. De las 8:20 en adelante va a haber algo que se llama el registration time. ¿Qué significa esto? Les vamos a dar la oportunidad para que ustedes se registren. ¿Y para qué me voy a registrar, Marvin? Si ya me registré para esta reunión. Bueno, queremos que todas las personas que nos estén viendo tanto a través de Zoom como a través de Facebook puedan participar en una pequeña rifa que tendremos al final de este webinar. Así que si ustedes quieren participar en esta rifa, lo único que deseamos es que ustedes se puedan registrar en este pequeño link. Así que una vez terminado el registration time, que ya les voy a poner acá, lo único que haremos es directamente pasar al Versant, ¿ok? Para que lo tengan en cuenta. So, Eddie, me gustaría que tomes la batuta y si gustas puedes ya hablarle a los chicos. Nos vemos.
Ok, pues buenos días, chicos, ¿me escuchan? Manden un sí, ok, excelente. Gracias, Darwin, por contestar. Sí, muy bien. Quiero ver, ¿me pueden ver también? Ok, ahora sí. Estoy acomodando el cel, ok. Excelente. Muy buenos días a todos, chicos. Gracias por cumplir, por estar aquí en este webinar especial de el Versant Test. El Versant Test, muchos le tienen pavor, muchos le tienen miedo, pero nosotros aquí en IBEX les enseñaremos cómo enfrentar. Traten de imaginar el Versant como un dragón. Aquellos que les gusta la fantasía, que conocen de esta criatura mitológica, ¿quiénes son los que salen a enfrentarse a esta bestia? Pues el caballero, vestido de armadura brillante, con su escudo y espada, y con esa valentía para enfrentar esta bestia. Entonces, el dragón es el Versant, nosotros somos ese caballero. Ese caballero queremos pues vencerlo, queremos domarlo, queremos estar encima de esa bestia y poder salir adelante con ese nuevo poder, ¿verdad? Ese poder del lenguaje. Ok, chicos, entonces el día de hoy les voy a guiar, voy a explicar más o menos cómo funciona el Versant, ¿ok? Entonces, solo por estos momentos yo estaré hablando en español para que tengamos las cosas claras. Quiero agradecer a Marvin Salazar por esa pequeña introducción de quiénes somos. Sí, nosotros aquí trabajamos duro para poder preparar, para poder guiar a las personas en este proceso de recruitment para nosotros y que formen parte de nuestra empresa, de nuestro equipo. Así que mucho ojo, chicos, y espero pues que cuando ya se sientan listos, vengan a IBEX y apliquen. Vamos a estar aquí esperándolos con unos brazos abiertos. Okay, entonces, are we ready, guys? I am switching now to English. I hope that you guys have the level requirement to understand me and to understand what will be going down today. Right, Marvin? Can you hear me? You can hear me, right, Marvin?
Eddie, we're kind of having yeah, we were not able to hear you like a couple of seconds ago. So, muchos de ustedes me están preguntando acerca del link de registro. Yes, no worries, solo quería que ustedes conocieran al Teacher Eddy. Entonces, miren, les voy a escribir acá. Tienen un ratito para poder hacerlo, porque esto es ya algo que queremos no tomar mucho tiempo porque ustedes vinieron meramente al webinar. Entonces, necesito que ustedes se registren en esta página. Solo van a escribir en su browser bit.ly/ibex registration. ¿Ok? Una vez que ustedes se llenan eso, tómenlo como si están aplicando por primera vez. Nos gusta que ustedes sientan como que están aplicando por primera vez. So, una vez ustedes llenan este link, ya están automáticamente participando en esta pequeña rifa. ¿Ok? No va a ser la gran cosa, pero sí va a ser una pequeña rifa que queremos que ustedes puedan participar al final. Entonces, chicos, bueno, eso sería todo. Vayan ahorita escribiendo esto. A los que estamos ahorita en el Zoom, necesito que pues vean su chat. Ahí se lo acabo de mandar también el link. Y pues vamos a dejar aquí la pantalla por unos, no sé, like 3 minutos.
10, 8 minutes.
Ya, no, esto es rápido. Como en un minuto llenan este link. Así que no se preocupen, chicos. Vamos ahorita. Solamente regístrense literalmente en un minuto. Ustedes pueden llenar este link. Mientras, Eri, ¿cuál es la metodología that you think would be the best at the moment that you're taking Versant? I mean, what are the methods, what are the techniques or special skills that you need to use at the moment you are using or you taking Versant?
All right, so the best method would be the communicative method. You know that this exam is mostly oral. You will be reading some of the sentences, you will be listening, but overall, the communicative approach is the one to use, all right? You have to be able to convey your message, to be clear, to be concise, to use the right words, okay? This exam is state of the art. It's very modernized, and the algorithm it has will perceive your voice, perceive your answers, and even perceive the way you speak, your rhythm, your pace. If it's irregular, then we're going to start having problems. You need to find that way to breathe normally, inhale air so you can say the sentences without cutting yourself, right? Without hesitating or without abruptly stopping whatever you were saying. So communicative approach is the best way to go. All right, Marvin?
Ok, awesome. Y fíjate que, menos que los chicos se registran a través del link, me gustaría preguntarte, entonces, a veces estás en YouTube, estás en Facebook y te salen el montón de ads en el sentido de que, hey, estos son ciertos mitos acerca del inglés. Y me gustaría preguntar, ahorita que te tengo acá, Eddie, mientras los chicos se registran, mito número 1. Dicen que la gramática no es importante, que hay que aprender como los niños que no aprenden gramática solo escuchando y haciendo. Is that true based on your own experience?
All right, so based on my experience, that is a myth, Marvin. Every language has grammar structure. Every language has verbs and all the elements needed to complete a sentence. So you definitely need grammar to learn.
Eddie, you're muted. My bad. You're muted, Eddie. Lo siento. Hello, Eddie. Can you hear me?
Hello, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now. I'm sorry. So you were answering que es un mito, que cada
Okay,
lenguaje
it
tiene sus
is
propias
a myth.
reglas.
Yeah. It is a myth. All right. So you need grammar to understand the language. It is important. Oh wait, are you guys getting a feedback? Okay, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly now.
All right, I had a little bit of feedback right there. Okay. All right, so to answer the question again, it is a myth, guys. You need grammar to be able to understand the language, okay? However, it's not like at the top, but it is essential in order to understand the structuring of the language for you to speak correctly. Okay, so study grammar, guys. I don't mean like to learn it by heart, but you need to understand how the sentences work, what verbs you're going to use, the tense you're going to use, if you're speaking in past, in future, all those things are needed in order to speak correctly. Okay?
Okay, cool. Just the last question before we fully get into the, the main topic of this session. Sale otro mito que supuestamente dice, tienes que aprender a hablar o tienes que hablar desde el inicio para que puedas mejorar tu nivel de inglés, pero eso es mentira. ¿Qué vas a decir? How are you todo el tiempo? Entonces te pregunto, based on your own experience, is it
All right.
convenient para alguien que está aprendiendo a hablar inglés hablar eso que tiene desde el principio o esperarse hasta que tenga cierto nivel?
Okay, so that also is a myth, Marvin. It is a myth. So remember when we were all babies, in our first months, we don't speak all immediately, right? We create some sounds, balbuceamos, right? When we're babies, we don't talk immediately. So you need to listen. That is called the natural approach. You listen to the words, listen to the rhythm, listen to the language being spoken to you. So it requires a certain amount of time or months for you to get used to that sound, and then you start reproducing that sound. It is recorded in your mind. Your brain processes this information, and then speech will start coming out naturally, okay? So when you're learning the language, it's okay if you don't speak the first week, okay? Keep quiet and listen to the teacher speaking. Very good. All right, sir.
Okay, awesome. So, Eddie, entremos en carnita. Ya tenemos más de 100 personas viendo este stream en Facebook. Tenemos ya más de 300 personas en esta reunión de Zoom. So, creo que el día de hoy estamos creando lo que es la pieza clave o el punto de partida de lo que sería, digamos que un top of IBEX University, para que todas las personas que deseen aprender más acerca de Versant, acerca de servicio al cliente, acerca de this or that, estén siempre atentos a nuestros webinars que estaremos transmitiendo en vivo y a través de Zoom, para que de esa manera ustedes puedan aprender y poder finalmente quedar contratados. So, no les quito más de su tiempo, chicos, solo les pido, les ruego, les imploro, les exhorto, les ordeno. No, mentira, mentira. Den ese botón de compartir en Facebook y pongan, hey, están enseñando cómo hacer el Versant. Y eso es todo lo que les pido para que más personas puedan aprender acerca de esta nueva manera de medir su nivel de inglés. So, chicos, ha sido un enorme placer estar aquí por el momento, hosting this event. Sin embargo, les cedo la palabra fully a Eddie. Eddie, anytime you need my help para cambiar de diapositiva, I'll do it for you. Okay? See you.
Excellent. All right. I definitely appreciate all your help, Marvin. We're going to go now in full with the Versant guide, okay? Versant tips for today, guys. So once again, as an introduction, remember, guys, that all of you have your own way of learning a language. You have your learning styles. Everyone, it has their own individuality. Do not pressure yourself, okay? Study in your own time. You need to create a habit of practicing the language, okay? This takes time, this takes practice, but in the end, practice makes permanent, okay? All righty. Don't worry about the link, guys. Marvin is gonna look into that in a moment. Let's just go ahead and switch gears to the Versant mode, all right? Today is a special day that we want to dedicate for this exam. We want you to feel prepared, and we want you to have that courage and confidence to speak when taking this exam, okay? This exam is a spoken exam, and it requires your communication skills, all right, guys? This exam will evaluate the way you speak, because in this industry, guys, that's what you will be mostly doing. When you start as an agent, you will be interacting with English-speaking customers. And it is very important for them to understand you and for you to understand them. Now, this has a lot of factors, okay? Being able to communicate requires also to perceive and understand the rhythm and pacing of native speakers, okay? Most of the customers that we interact in the call center are from the US, but from different regions, right? As you know, the United States is a very big country. It's a huge country, all right? So from each state, there is a rhythm, a pace of speaking. If you have been to the US, you would understand that people from California speak differently than people from Texas, right? They have their own way of speaking, but it is still English. It does follow the rules of verbs and grammar, okay? So what you guys need to do is start tuning up your listening skills to be able to understand and to convey the right message. That's what we want. So in the Versant test, guys, you will listen to different kinds of accents, okay? These accents are real and they form part of the English speaking environment. So it is up to you to be able to develop that perception and for you to interact with confidence and without any hesitation or nothing too abrupt, okay? So Marvin, if you're there, I would need you to move to the next slide. We're gonna go ahead now and start looking at the things that you need, okay? Yep, the next slide. We're gonna look now at the pronunciation chart, phonetics chart, also known as that. The phonetics chart is something very important, guys. You need to recognize, you need to start getting exposed to the symbols, okay? The phonetics chart is essential when learning a new language, okay? For the English language, guys, here is an example of a phonetics chart. Each language has a different chart, guys, but this is the one for English. I need you guys to look for this chart in Google. You're gonna put phonetics chart and you're gonna save it either in your phone or your computer, okay? You're gonna keep this chart and you're gonna get used to the symbols. Understand what symbol is associated to which sound, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and help you out with this. I'm gonna pronounce the symbols. We're gonna go from top left, if you can see my screen, if you can see the screen, top left to top right and so forth. We're gonna go from left to right, okay? Left to right for each symbols, and you're gonna listen to those symbols. You can practice along with me, that's fine, or you can wait till I say them and then you practice ahead, okay? So if you look at the top left, we have the symbol of an I and two dots, all right, or two triangles. It looks like an I and two dots. That's called a colon. So an I and a colon will form the sound E, okay? This is the sound E, and under the symbol, you can see an example. The example is read, okay? So those two dots, or the colon symbol, means that this sound is stressed. Stressed sounds means that it has a little longer time when pronouncing. It's not immediate like the next sound. This sound is E, like 1 second. Read, okay? For about 1 second, you're going to say that sound. Read, all right? On the right, the next sound is the sound I. If you notice, the I symbol does not have the two dots. It doesn't have the colon. So when that happens, it means that the sound is quick. So half a second, I. The sound is I. Sit, okay? Sit. If you can think of other words that have this sound, go ahead and type it away. Do you know another word? A homophone, a sit for sit, right? Anybody? Go ahead and type an example. Good. James Mojica typed hit, bit, sick. Very good, guys. So that is the sound, okay? For the next sound, we have, it's like an O, or if you notice, it's like a Greek symbol, the omega, and it is upside down, okay? It is upside down. So the omega sound symbol faced, turned upside down will be pronounced the word is book, book. Can you think of another verb with that sound similar to book? Another word? Took, look, cook. Very good, guys. Excellent, excellent. Now, the next symbol, the little two dots are back. We have the word to. As you know, guys, the two little dots indicate stressed sound, okay? So it is the word to, okay? Can you think of another word that has this sound? Zoo, very good. You, the pronoun, excellent. That would be the sound. Mood is different, all right? Mood is another type of sound. We're gonna look at it in a moment, all right? The next symbol on the right, if you notice, you have an upside down E and the I. So the upside down E in phonetics is called the schwa sound, okay? The schwa sound is the most quickest sound to exist, all right? It's just the most exact sound. It's it says all right? So in this case, hey Marvin, can you put the chart again? The chart just changed. I would need to see it. Marvin, are you there? I need the chart again. Okay, thank you. So the sound here, guys, is here, ear, here. Okay? That's a very peculiar sound. I think there are very few other examples with that sound. Here, dear, beer, that would be another word. Here, very good. Fear, excellent, excellent. The next sound is A. It's a normal E and an I, and those words together make A. So the word is day. The example there, you see day, play, take, may. Very good, guys. Excellent examples. Now we go to the bottom, right under the example read, we have E. This is the E sound, but it sounds E, all right? Men, Men. 10 would be another example. All right. Excellent. Very good. Next, we have the schwa sound by its own. The schwa sound, guys, is the most relaxed sound. Your mouth does not move much, and it also your mouth doesn't open much. It's just right? America, America. All right. That would be the sound. Next word is word. The sound is This sound may be a bit challenging for Hispanic learners like yourself, but it is the sound All right, guys? Word. Can you think of another word? Could be bird. World is another sound. All right? Careful with that. Bird is good. Bird is perfect. Excellent. The next one is or. It's like a backward C and 2 dots. Then it should be sort or sword. Very good. Sword. That's similar. Sort. The next one is tour. The next one is an upside down omega symbol and the schwa sound. It will become tour. All right. The next sound is oi. It's a backward C and an I symbol. Or. So it would be boy, toy, and joy. All right, very good. The next one is O. You have the verb go. Show would be a similar sound. In the next row, guys, we have the famous butterfly symbol. It's called the butterfly symbol, but it's actually the letter A united or fused with the letter E. And if you see it kind of looks like a butterfly, kind of like. When I was learning phonetics, my teacher said that to me, and he said, all right, this is the butterfly symbol, and it is the most sharpest symbol. It's A. You need to open your mouth and say A, all right? Cat, bad, very good. Hat. Practice on your end, guys, all right? The next symbol, if you notice, it's a triangle. So this is a special case, guys, because it's actually the schwa sound, but a little more, a little stressed, a little bit stressed. So but becomes the word, it's the example, but it's a little longer than America, right? But it's like half a second slower. But up, yes, that would be an awesome example right there. Thank you right there. Next, we have R. This sound could be a little difficult also for Hispanic learners because we, in our language, don't have the R sound. The R sound is a bit difficult to reproduce because in our language, it doesn't exist. So when we're learning it, sometimes our mouth and tongue adapt and do a similar but not too like asserted sound. Some people, well, they start a trilling sound. They go right? So they say part. Their R sound becomes R sound, okay? So that's something typical in our learning environment, but it's something that you guys need to develop, okay? You have to find a way to position your tongue whereas it does not come in contact with your soft palate nor your teeth, okay? So try to practice that word a little more. Part. All right, a similar word, park, very good. And if you know The Simpsons, you have the character Bart Simpson. That is the exact sound, all right? Car, Bart, Art is also a similar word. You know, like oil on canvas, you want to paint. The paintings are art. Okay. Very good. The next sound is like it's like an inversed A. So it's gonna sound not, ah. This one is ah. This sound goes deep in your throat, ah, all right? Ah, so this one is not, not. Next symbol is air, where, where. Some of you, someone earlier today put the word bear. So this bear would be in this group of symbols, okay? Where. Hair also, you know, like the hair of your hair. Hair, where. All right, next symbol is I, my, okay? All these symbols are important, guys. I'm taking the time for you to get used to them, to understand them, and to look at the symbols, okay? After that, we have ow, how, ow, all right? Very good. So this would cover kind of like the vowel sounds, guys, because all of those symbols were vocalized and stressed. We are now moving to the next symbols, which are consonants. These consonants are silenced, okay? They're voiceless. They're voiceless. You need to use your lips. You need to use your tongue, your teeth to produce the sound, okay? So the first letter is the letter P. Try to do that right now in the comfort of your home. The P sound is just, you don't move your vocal cords. You just try to control the air coming out of your mouth. Pig, pig, people, very good. Pitter, I don't know what pitter is. That's a new word. Okay, pig. Now, what happens if you vocalize the P? So the P will become B, which is the next sound, right? This one is vocalized, so you have B. The P sound becomes B. And what is the word right there as an example? Bed, bed, all right? All right, I'm understanding the chart now. So the chart is using a voiceless consonant and a voiced consonant, all right? The next consonant is the letter T. This letter requires your tongue to come in contact with your soft palate, okay? So with that, you're gonna create the T sound and then time, tongue, twice, take, teach, teeth. Very good. Excellent examples, guys. What happens if you vocalize the T sound? T, t becomes D, D. And guess what? It's the next symbol. It's the D. The D will be D, D, do, doll, lady. Okay, excellent. Now, the next symbol is a bit strange, right? You've never seen it. So it's the T, it's the letter T, but it has a special symbol. This symbol is also used in mathematics, all right? If you know about calculus, you will recognize this symbol when looking at a certain type of equation. Can someone tell me what that equation is? In English, of course, right? So the next sound is ch, ch. Thank you, Roberto Conrado. It's the integral symbol. Yes, those are the integral. Very complex equations. If you like calculus, if you study engineering, yes, you will find that symbol in integrals. Very good. So the word is church. Church. Chicken. Very good. Now, what happens if we vocalize the ch sound? It will become G, G. This sound is also a bit difficult in our language because it doesn't exist either. This sound doesn't exist. We have to be able to develop it. We have to get our mouths used to the sounds of English. So judge, judge. Can you think of another word? Large, very good. Large, no, rush, no. Rush would be a different sound, guys. That one's later. Rush is different. Judge, lodge, much is different, guys. It would be for church. Next, the next is a K symbol. K is pretty self-explanatory. All right. The back of your tongue comes in contact with your soft palate, and that will produce the K sound. Kilo. All right. Quick. Key. Exactly, exactly. Very good. Canada. Next is the J sound, the G, sorry, G sound, goal. You have the G sound. This also has contact with your soft palate, G sound. Next column, we have the F sound. 5, 4, right? F requires that your teeth come in contact with your lips and you just breathe air without vocalizing. Okay, focus, farmers. If you vocalize the F sound, you're gonna get a V sound. V. Very, very. That would be if you vocalize the V. V. All right, the next symbol, we all know this symbol. We saw it also in mathematics. If you remember looking at geometry and those Cartesian maps, we had that theta symbol. It's the Greek letter for T, and that one is called theta, right? And in English, it's pronounced think, both, very good, thought. So this symbol, this sound exists, but in castellano, español, los españoles dicen hacer. So they have the sound. We don't, we say hacer, but the sound does exist in Latin, think, okay? If you vocalize the theta sound, it will be v, v, and that will be used for the word the. Thor is different. Those, this, very good. Those ones, yes, those ones are good. Next, we have a simple sound. It is the S sound, like a snake, like Parselton. If you're a Harry Potter fan, they speak the parcel tongue like the snakes. 6, all right? Very simple sound. Your tongue comes in contact with your soft palate and you just regulate your air. What about if you vocalize it? Well, it will sound like a Z. Zzz, zzz. It's like a buzzing sound. Zzz, zoo. Now, this sound is a peculiar sound in our language. En español solo existe como onomatopeya, el zumbido, right? Zzz. When a bee is flying by or a fly is bothering you, it's buzzing around you, zzz, right? Zoo, zoo. Swan phone song. Yeah, all right, you guys are up to date with that. Next, we have the integral symbol again, but this time it's alone. It doesn't have the S symbol or the T symbol. This time it's like when you're going to someone, short, finish, she, right? Very good. shoes. Excellent examples. Sheep, should, shares, shark, shirt. Very good. Show. Awesome, guys. Very good. You guys are understanding the sounds. What about if you vocalize the sh sound? Well, it will become zh, zh. This sound does not exist in our language either. Zh, casual, casual, vision, vision. Very good. Confused. Is somebody confused with the symbols? Okay. Zh, casual. All right, guys, we're now moving on to the final row. This final row is milk. No. We have sing. Sing. All right, so sing is another difficult sound for Hispanic learners. This sound is produced all the way at the back of your throat. N. Your tongue completely contacts your soft palate at the back. N. So it'll sound sing, singing. Can you guys try that? Sing, sing, nothing. Very good. Clank is different. Natural. No, that one's different. All right, guys. The next sound is the H sound. Hello, hello. All right. It's your mouth is open and the air just flows freely. How, house, whole, huge, hooter, hostile, right? Hell, high. Very good. Hospital. The next sound is L, live, L. L sound is very easy. Then we have the R sound. Here we go again, guys. The sound that everybody trills in Hispanic learners. They say R, bread, read. But no, try to say read, red, red. Okay, try, river, reading, right, road. Excellent examples, guys. Very good. Then we have the W, w, the window, window. Can you think of more W? Yes. Wood, wrap, wind, warm, wish, white, wildlife. Yes, excellent. The final symbol is the J sound. The J sound sounds like a Y in our language. Y. Well, not Y, but it's Y. Yes. Yes, the J sound, the J symbol is used for yes. All right, guys, so this will cover the chart. We have looked at the most common symbols of the English language. I need you guys to practice this at least 5 to 10 minutes before an English lesson. Okay? All right, what's wrong with that symbol, guys? Go, O, O and yes, O. Go and yes. Okay, so please study the chart, guys. 5 to 10 minutes before your English lesson every day. Okay, guys? Very good. So Marvin, help me with the next slide. We can now move on. We have covered the symbols and phonetics of the English language. So I am going to once again recommend you guys study this chart, practice the sounds, get used to the sounds, and start producing spoken English, all right? Say those words out loud, okay? Reading is one thing, saying is another. Very good, Marvin. So let's move on to the next slide. Whenever you're ready. If you're there, Marvin.
On my way, on my way.
All right, man. Thank you very much, sir. So we can now move on. So we have the vowel sounds again. So for these vowel sounds, guys, I'm going to provide you additional examples. These examples will serve as additional practice, and also for you to have and to keep and go practice every day, okay? So we have the vowel sounds. If you can find the symbols, then you can go ahead and practice with the words there. This will increase your vocabulary, okay? So let's go ahead and cover these sounds right now. Beat, feed, banana, among, bit, did, shirt, murder, date, paid, bite, cry, buy, I, bet, bed, about, how, bat, bad, voice, boy, box, odd, father, beer, bear, bot, dog, boat, road, book, good, boot, food, flu, butt, mud, mother. All right, guys, those are very essential words. Words with the vowel sounds, and these sounds, you can find them in the phonetics chart. Okay, very good, guys. Let's move on to the next slide. The next slide will contain the consonant sounds. Okay, consonant sounds, we're gonna go ahead and practice. These will also be very useful when practicing the sound. Okay, excellent. So consonant sounds have more variation. If you notice, we have more words, more vocabulary for you. Let's go ahead. Pack, happy, zip, please, goes, back, rubber, ship, machine, station, special, discussion, vision, measure, tie, die, hot, who, came, key, quick, men, some, game, guest, sun, no, pneumonia, church, nature, watch, sung, ringing, sung, ringing, judge, general, major, wet, white, fan, photograph, van, light, long, thing, breath, right, wrong, then, breathe, yes, use, music, sip, city, psychology, butter, bottle, button. That last word, guys, is very peculiar. You need to be able to pronounce that double T and O. Button, button, all right? It's a very interesting sound, button. All right, Marvin, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. What we're gonna do now, guys, is we're gonna watch a special Versant demo video. This video will explain the nature of the Versant, okay? It's available in YouTube. You can go ahead right now to YouTube and type Versant demo video. This video will explain how the Versant will evaluate. It will provide some examples and will explain how it's gonna work, okay? So I'm gonna leave you guys watching this video and pay close attention to it, okay? Understand what's coming in the Versant, all right? Whenever you're ready, Marvin, go ahead and push
to the
play.
Versant English demo test. This demo will let you experience the types of questions you will encounter in an actual Versant test. Note that an actual test contains more questions and takes approximately 15 minutes to complete. Click the next arrow to start the demo. Throughout this demo, you will be shown question examples from the Versant English test. You will then respond to them as instructed on the screen and by the voice prompts. In the actual test, your responses would be analyzed and your score would become available within minutes. However, in this demo test, your responses will not be saved or scored. A real test will require a test identification number. In this demo, one has already been entered here for you. Click the Enter button to continue. To the right, you will see the type of questions asked in the Versant English test. These questions will test your ability to comprehend and respond in English. Click the Start button to continue.
Part A, Reading. Please read the sentences as you are instructed. Now read sentence 12. Now read sentence 8. Part B, Repeat. Please repeat each sentence that you hear. For example, a voice says,
Leave town on the next train.
and you say,
Leave town on the next train.
His car is being repaired.
There are 3 basic ways in which a story might be told to someone.
Part C, Questions. Now, please just give a simple answer to the questions. For example, a voice says,
Would you get water from a bottle or a newspaper?
and you say,
A bottle.
or,
From a bottle.
What is frozen water called?
Anna was frustrated by the company's response. Was she satisfied or disappointed?
Part D, Sentence Builds. Now please rearrange the word groups into a sentence. For example, a voice says,
Was reading. My mother. Her favorite magazine.
and you say,
My mother was reading her favorite magazine. We didn't. The movie. Enjoy. Of the accident. The cause. We could not determine.
Part E, Story Retelling. You will hear 3 brief stories. Each story will be spoken once, followed by a beep. When you hear the beep, you will have 30 seconds to retell the story in English. Try to retell as much of the story as you can, including the situation, characters, actions, and ending. You will hear another beep at the end of the 30 seconds.
Phil wanted to watch TV when he got home. His father said that first he had to walk the dog. Then he had to clean his room. After he finished his chores, he could watch TV.
Part F, Open Questions. You will hear 2 questions about family life or personal choices. Each question will be spoken twice, followed by a beep. When you hear the beep, you will have 40 seconds to answer the question. You will hear another beep at the end of the 40 seconds.
Given a choice, would you like to live in a large city or a small town? Please explain why. Given a choice, would you like to live in a large city or a small town? Please explain why.
Thank you for taking the Versant English demo test. If this were an actual test, or online within minutes. To view a sample score report, click the Finish button.
All right, guys, very good. So this is the Versant demo video. This video is available in YouTube. You just go to YouTube and type Versant demo video. So you can go ahead and watch the samples provided, the way the Versant behaves, right? So we're gonna now look at each of the sections. As you notice, guys, this exam evaluates all of your speaking skills. Speaking skills are associated to the rest of the English skills. Do you know which skills those are, guys? We have reading, listening. What else do we have? Speaking. What's the fourth one? Okay, so retelling is part of speaking, memorizing is part, grammar, okay, yeah. Writing, very good. Writing is the last skill. So main skills are speaking, reading, listening, writing. So writing is not totally covered in this Versant test. There is a special Versant writing test because that skill is a very broad and important skill on its own. That's why it needs to be evaluated. So when it comes to this test, guys, you now have a better idea of what it evaluates. So you need to practice the way you speak. If you noticed at the end of the video, there was a score chart with the overall score. So the score chart is made up of certain abilities, certain things that you guys need to understand and to see what the test evaluates when you're speaking. Now, I know that the audio in the test is not that good, but trust me, when you're taking the real test, the sound is very clear. The sound has a good intonation. All right, guys? So by overviewing the Versant, we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna look at each of the sections. Do you remember how many sections that is? The sections are reading, repeating, answering questions, sentence build, open question, and story retelling. Well, story retelling is first and then open question. So there are 6 sections that you guys need to cover when taking this test, okay? So what happens? So in the beginning of the test, everyone can be calm. You know, you're not totally nervous, right? Because you're able to see the sentences and you're able to read them because that's what the Versant is asking you to do. However, the thing that you need to focus on is on the proper intonation, the proper inflection, the proper rhythm of the sentence. if you abruptly start, if you mispronounce a word, then the test will perceive your voice and can mark it as with less points, right? Yes, of course, some sentences are long, but that is the challenge of the test. If all sentences were short, everybody would get a high score. But your speaking skills are being put to the test to the maximum, guys, okay? You have to be able to withstand this challenge. That's what I explained at the beginning. You will listen to different types of accents, okay? So that's one recommendation before taking the test. Get exposed to English accents. Okay, my intonation, an example. So, inflection, intonation, you know, like sounding like a radio announcer. Or when you studied English, you put on the CD or the audio and the voice gave the instructions. We're now gonna look at the following story, right? So that is intonation, okay? Ooh, Roxana, 1 point to pass it. So what happens when you're only missing 1 point? Well, when that happens, it's because you either went out of rhythm for a bit or you missed some of the sections. Remember that the simple questions, they look for accuracy as well. So you probably got half a point in one of the answers that you gave, Roxana. Okay, so yeah, getting a 54 can sometimes hurt, but it demonstrates that you do have that skill to speak good English. All right, guys? Let's see, reading practice. The slide says reading practice. So guys, this is very important. I need you to start creating the habit of reading and speaking out loud. So reading out loud helps you adapt your mouth to the sounds. You need to find that way, all right? You can exaggerate at home. I'm exaggerating right now, okay? That's what you need to do. You need to move around your lips, your mouth, inspect yourself, right? You wanna go ahead and see where your tongue is going to be when you produce that sound, okay? So I need you guys to get that confidence. This will build confidence when communicating in English, okay, guys? Yes, you need to practice retention. Retention is very important. You gotta start processing in English, okay? Yeah, that's right, Maria Laura, thank you. Go ahead and practice. You need to get ready for that, all right? So let's go ahead then and read something at home, okay? You need to start moving your mouth, practicing, reading, producing those sounds, okay? All right, Griselda says, I made the test, but the test that evaluated all the skills, my score was 55. So that's another special Versant, okay? Now, take a look at these examples, guys. Go ahead and read these sentences out loud, okay? Larry's next door neighbors are awful. All right, I'm gonna exaggerate the sounds and pronunciation so you can see it. Larry's next door neighbors are awful. They play loud music all night when he's trying to sleep, right? Those are that's the way you should be practicing, guys. At home, the comfort of your home, nobody else is gonna be watching you. I know that right now I'm on Facebook Live and exaggerating my mouth, but I am teaching you this, guys. This is not like you should be laughing at me or anything. This is important, right? If he tells them to stop, they just turn it up louder, okay? He wants to move out of that neighborhood tomorrow. John Landry is a chef in Paris. She is an architect from Canada. Alex is a pilot heading for Tokyo today. So what happens when we start failing the Versant? Well, John Landry is a chef in Paris, right? It sounds very Hispanic. So the Versant will perceive your sounds irregularly. She is an architect from Canada, right? It doesn't sound like if it doesn't sound native. Alex is a pilot heading for Tokyo today, right? It sounds a bit weird. So the Versant is gonna perceive your voice differently. Is he speaking English? I don't know, but it's half a point, right? That's why you need to pronounce it correctly and in a good pace, all right? But what happens with people that have accents? Well, the people that have accents, that's gonna be, well, they're on their own end. They have to be able to articulate the words. How would a German person say these sentences? Alex is a pilot heading for Tokyo today, right? Or an Arab person, she is an architect from Canada, right? So you have to be able to articulate the sounds, guys. That is the key. The first section is easy because all you're doing is reading the sentences. But what happens when you have to listen and repeat the sentence? That's different, right? That's more different. So let me go ahead and say a sentence and let me hear you, or go ahead and repeat the sentence I'm gonna say. Margaret went to the grocery store. So if you say the sentence, if you say it correctly in good rhythm, then you'll do fine. Remember that some sentences will get longer. For example, she went to, let me see, all right, let me think of a long sentence. She went to the amusement park with her family all day. Were you able to say that sentence? All right, accent is the way you sound natural, pronunciation, yes. The more natural you sound, guys, the better. This means don't get nervous, use your confidence, careful with your pronunciation. Because let me clear this out, guys. Accent is not entirely something that should stop you. I've seen British people take the Versant test and score higher than 60, okay? Why? Because they are using good intonation and they are pronouncing the words correctly. So it's not about accent, it's about the way you pronounce the words. What else do you recommend to improve fluency? Well, to improve fluency, guys, you have to read out loud. Create the habit of reading sentences out loud in your home, all right? I know that some of you go to special institutions to learn about speaking, you know, speaking courses, or the famous courses at WAM, you know, for call centers. Those are good places to go when for practicing reading out loud. Reading out loud is the key. What is the score to pass the Versant? Well, the score should be around B1, B2 level, okay? As you know, those of you that are taking English courses, English is leveled from A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, A1 being the lowest, right? You start from A and you move to C, okay? So for the Versant test, I would say the letter where you should be to pass it is B2, B1, B2 level, okay? That would be its range. It should be around there, yeah. If you have a B2 level, then that's pretty good. You should come and apply to IBEX and try out your skills, okay? If you're B1, that's not bad, but over time, you will be improving to B2, okay? All right, ¿qué sucede cuando no reconoce el lenguaje? Well, the Versant is looking for your English skills. It's not looking for Spanish. Si hablo en español durante el Versant, me va a decir ese mensaje que no entiende, right? So you have to speak in English. All right, building sentence practice. I would say that this is the section that mostly creates fear in applicants. Why? Because sentence builds requires full use of the language. You have to listen to the fragments. You have to process those fragments and create the sentence and then say the sentence. And you have to do this in 6 seconds. So building sentences, guys, is the one you should mostly focus on, okay? You have to be able to do all this process in 6 seconds, okay? So let's go ahead and think about the building sentences. Marvin, let's move the slide and look at some examples. I want to see you guys try and build the sentences that we have here, okay? So here you have 7 examples. I want you to process it right now and say it right now, okay? Where you are, asking you, I am, okay? Yes, thank you, Deji. Take this opportunity, guys. Look at the information. Go ahead and practice. Go ahead and build a sentence right now. The first one. Where you are, asking you, I am. Go ahead and build it. Very good. Very good, Allison. Now say it out loud from your own, okay? The second one, ate her lunch, Sandra, early. All right, build that sentence. Build that sentence and say it. The next one, with the white paws, near the gate, the dog. Okay, this one sounds a bit challenging. Here is where you need to apply grammar, right? What about that video or that commercial I saw on YouTube saying that I don't need grammar? Well, that's a myth, guys. Engaño total. You need grammar to be able to create this sentence, okay? Next one, let the window, someone open. That one's pretty easy, right? Switching gears. It's a great substitute, spaghetti squash for pasta, right? We're giggling and laughing all the way to school. The 2 girls. Sentence 6 and 7 would be the most challenging ones. iPhone with all kinds of apps. A brand new. Isn't cheap. This is where the grammar kicks in. This is where you have to build a sentence and you need to say it in 6 seconds, guys. The Versant does this because it wants to see how far is your reach with the English language, okay? Very good. So these sentences, go ahead and build them, practice them, okay? Very good. Go ahead and read those sentences out loud. Read those sentences out loud, guys. Make sure you have the right articulation, the right pronunciation, the right pace, okay? Okay. That sentence number 6 and 7 is probably gonna take a while for you guys. Very good. Someone answered it there. Excellent. Excellent. Sentence 7. I don't think I saw it, but go ahead and build that sentence 7. Okay. Okay, very good. Somebody already built it. Now that you build it, say it out loud. Good, with good articulation, good pronunciation. Okay, very good, guys. Take this time right now. Get those examples, start practicing. I hope you guys are ready so you can come and apply to IBEX after you practice. Okay, very good, guys. So I was able to provide those examples to you. Sentence build is a challenge, I know, but we have to find that confidence. We have to be able to face it and do the best that we can. Okay, I know you can do it. It's part of your learning curve. Okay. All right, Marvin, let's go ahead and continue with the next section. What was the next section? Do you guys remember? Ah, okay, retelling a story. So why is retelling a story important? Retelling a story, guys, is a section where the Versant is asking you to speak for a determined amount of time, okay? You will listen to a voice say a story. So here you're gonna use your listening skills. You're gonna listen what's going on, what's the story about. And then in your own words, paraphrasing, you're going to retell it. You're gonna process in your mind what you heard. And you're gonna say it, retell it in your own words. This section could be a bit challenging as well. ¿Qué pasa si se me sale el español? ¿Qué pasa si me pongo nervioso y ya se me olvidó la historia? ¿Qué puedo decir? And the clock is ticking and you're now speaking Spanish, so the person is perceiving you. Ooh, that's gonna cost some points, right? You have to be able, guys, to process information and then paraphrase. This is key, guys, because when you're working for a call center, if you look at the slide picture, you see the girl, she's wearing headsets. A customer is going to tell their situation. You're gonna paraphrase. You need to process the information. You need to process the information and then retell it, paraphrase, and provide the solution. Okay, I have a fish memory. Well, we have to be able to develop our memory skills then. Being able to remember things, to study. That's why we study, guys, right? To be able to memorize information, useful information also, right? Everybody hates that part, I know. But all the sections of the Versant are crucial, guys. I know you can defeat this dragon, right? Okay. A lot of call centers don't use Versant. Well, they have their own policies, guys, but here at IBEX, it is a requirement. We want you guys to have that excellent English level so you can interact with customers and customers can understand you and customers can feel satisfied with your service, okay? That you provide the right information, that you speak clearly, and that you're able to listen to customers' accents, right? If call centers don't require Versant, well, I don't know, they have their own way of doing it. So check out this story right here. Go ahead and read that story, all right? Read that story. Go ahead and read it. When I listen to the third sentence every time, I forget the first one. It's not an English issue, it's memory. Okay, so you gotta work on your memory, man. Work on that memory. Start studying, develop your memory skills. Yes, you can do it, guys. Try to be more positive. Don't feel bad about yourself. You are all capable, okay? Everybody is capable of this, okay? All right. Couple more seconds. All right, now retell me that story. Retell me that story. Marvin, go back to the previous slide. Go back to the previous slide where the girl is wearing headsets. Go ahead. Now retell me that story you just read. Can you remember that story? What did the story say? What was it about? We need to eat onions and carrots? Yeah, try to eat carrots to increase your memory. And fish, definitely. Let's start eating healthy, guys. No more fritangas, no more frituras. We need to start eating veggies. Okay. It was about the Apollo 11. Very good. You had to say this in 30 seconds, though. Okay. Very good, Marvin. Let's move to the next story. I just remember the 11. Ooh, come on. Okay. It's in your head, I know. In 1969? Okay. Difficult. Well, it's challenging, I know. But if you have that skill, it's a piece of cake. Okay? Just be able to develop your skills. All right, Marvin, next section. Aha, here we have the second story. Go ahead, read it. Read this story. I'm not gonna read it. If I read it, it's gonna give away the challenge. No, I'm not gonna read it. It's a very peculiar reading. It has to do with geography. This current story is about what? What are you gonna do with that? Okay. The simple question section. So I'm gonna talk about that in a moment, all right? I'm gonna talk about that in a moment. So the simple question section, guys, you just listen to the question and answer. Understand the question. You need to understand it. Would you get water from a newspaper or a bottle? The girl said, a bottle from a bottle, right? It's all about common sense. Listen to that simple question, okay? It's very important. If you're able to answer the question correctly, so be it. But it needs to be answered. Thank you, Harold Aguirre, for explaining the second story. Okay. All right, Maria Obregón, Leana Leiva, yes. The problem is that the Versant test recording does, okay, I didn't see that. I didn't catch Miss Leiva's statement. But overall, don't be scared of the Versant. Don't be scared of it. If you see it as something challenging, if you feel that it's too difficult, then it's gonna affect your concentration. We need to focus. We need to be able to make use of the language because the language is part of you. It's part of you now. You just have to put it in gear. Okay, guys? Putting it in gear. All right, I think there was a third story, Marvin. There's a third one. Is there a third one? Yes, there is. It's a little longer. Go ahead, read this story. It's a little longer, but it's still around the range of 30 seconds for you to practice. So this story is more like an announcement. It's like there's going to be a special event, right? And it's inviting you. It's inviting for this event. You have to be able then to sound like somebody that is inviting to an event. Yeah, they were smaller, but trust me, when you read the story, it's actually quite short. But yeah, you got to read. You need to hurry up and buy tickets. Yeah. If you want to be part of that a bit. Well, not repeating the answer, you got to paraphrase it. Paraphrase the answer. Use your own words. Explain what's going on. The Versant wants to hear you speaking, but in a natural way. Not scripted, not robotic, right? If your voice sounds flat, then the Versant will not perceive you. It will perceive you as a robot, not human. You need to be able to use intonation, like I explained earlier, right? Sound like a radio announcer. Okay, the necessity to buy tickets to help school and to help that way the community. Very good, yes. For a school fair, Ashley. Okay, the other way around. Other way around. We're almost done, guys, don't worry. We're covering the sections. All right, Marvin, next slide. La clave para pasar a retail story. Well, confidence, being able to speak without hesitating, no hablar español cuando estás contando la historia, full English. That would be the key. Confidence, courage. Next slide, please. We need to talk about 40 seconds. 40 seconds, the longest 40 seconds of your life, Mr. Conrado. Okay, the next section, guys, is to help you even further. I'm going to share some special websites focused on English, and you can study at home, guys. Study on your cell phone. There are lots of English apps for you to use and for you to start developing your pronunciation skills. Today, I gave you some examples of the chart, and I also gave you examples of some some things that you need to read. All right, guys, so these websites will further help you in looking at grammar, looking at vocabulary, looking at verbs. All right, we're almost finished, guys. We're gonna go ahead and take a look one more time, all right? Just give me 1 second. All right, so once again, this was the Versant guide. I tried to compile the most important things. I know it could be overwhelming, but don't be scared, guys, all right? This is information that you need, and it's up to you to practice English. Because if you want to form part of the call center industry, you gotta start developing your English skills, okay? I just showed you the door. You know, if you've seen The Matrix, I am showing you the door like Morpheus. You have to walk through the door like Neo. Okay, you got to be able to get those skills, to understand them, and to face this test. All right, guys. So one more clarification about the simple question section. Just listen to the question and use your knowledge. Okay, you need to have vocabulary at your disposal, understanding what the question wants you to answer. All right, like what do you call frozen water? Well, frozen water is ice, okay? So ice is another word for vocabulary. Very good, Allison. So if you have vocabulary at your disposal, you'll be able to answer those simple questions, okay? Simple questions can be sometimes a bit difficult because of the vocabulary in itself, yes, but vocabulary is key, all right? How can I do to pass the simple question? More vocabulary. Use a dictionary, read more, get exposed to more words, and increase your vocabulary, guys, okay? No, the grammar is not so relevant in this test, but it is useful. You need it for the sentence builds, right? You're listening to the sentence fragments, and you have to be able to connect. Where is the subject? Where is the verb? What do I need to do to connect the sentence? So yes, the grammar is a bit relevant in that section, and that is why it's important to study grammar, okay? Any other questions that you guys may have? Go ahead, type out your questions. Let me see. Slang. Well, slang is, I know it's part of the English language, but let's try to focus on our standard English pronunciation, all right? Use standard English. Slang is part of its culture. I know it's a subculture to its type of dialect, but slang's not going to help you beat the Versant. You got to be able to pronounce the right words, okay? If you're going to say I'm a gonna, all right, that can affect a bit the way the Versant will perceive your pronunciation. Okay, so the minimum score for Versant is 55, all right? That's around the B2 level. Okay, if you finished explaining the story and you didn't hear the beep sound, well, just continue, guys. You just spoke your words, you spoke your mind. That's okay, as long as you didn't speak Spanish or hesitated too much, okay? All right, so all of them are valuable. Todas las secciones son de alto valor. You need to be able to do the best that you can. All the sections. Versant is before the interviews, yes. So to pass the interview, well, it will depend on your attitude, your ability to work for this industry, and also your knowledge, all right? If you don't have call center knowledge, that's fine, but you need that attitude, positive attitude. Oh, am I breaking up? Okay, breaking up, can you guys hear me? Is it good? I'm not so fluent. Am I mute? Okay, so it's not my internet, it's somebody else's internet. Okay. All right, Marvin, so that's pretty much it. I've answered most of the questions. Now it's up to you guys to practice and apply here at IBEX. Minimum score is 55, yeah, that 55, B2 level, okay? Oh yes, one more thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the levels, the B2 levels. All right. So we have from A1 to C2. A1 starts at the left part. If you notice, then let's go ahead and take a look at it. A1 level is a candidate who is just beginning to learn target language or who has no prior knowledge when applying for the job, okay? A1, well, this is a person that's learning the language. They're barely starting level 1. They could be false learners, level 0. A1 would be the first level, exposure to the language. A2, candidates display mastery of the basics of target language and can communicate in simple sentences when applying for the job, but not recommended. So A1 and A2, guys, unfortunately, they are too low to be part of the industry. You need to master the language first. You need to be able to complete the courses that you enroll in, okay? Either 15 levels or 18 levels or 25 levels. B1, all right. So B1, candidates are beyond the basics, but may or may not be able to work exclusively in the target language. However, they are coachable, okay? So for those people that say that are B1, you are coachable, okay? This means that you can further learn the language while working. We can give you the opportunity, and through the training, you'll be exposed more to the language and you will develop the skills required to fulfill the job, okay? B2 level when you studied, but long time ago, okay. So remember guys, English is something that cannot be stopped. English is like soccer. Try to be like Messi. Does Messi stop playing? No, he's always training. He's always practicing. That's why he's good, right? You gotta continue practice the language so it can be permanent. Very good. B2 level. At this level, candidates are fit for the job. They can function independently in a professional environment in the target language, although with a limited range of nuance and precisions. Okay, so B2, yes, definitely this is the level where you get a 55 or higher in Versant, and you are able to work for us, right? You're able to start your path in this industry. C1 level. At this level, candidates can function independently and with a great deal of precision on a wide variety of tasks in the target language, and in almost any setting without any prior preparation. So C1 level candidates, guys, they're getting to the native level. They have enough English knowledge to come and apply, do the Versant without any fear or anything at all. They just complete, and they have the right attitude. C2 level, well, C2 is a native speaker level. Language is technically at C2 level. Very few candidates have come at this level. We've seen very few candidates in this level, but yeah, this the way they speak is pretty much they were born in an English environment. They were exposed to language since they were babies, and they speak the language normally. It's like, es como nosotros hablar español. Nuestro español es nivel C2, right? C2 level. Very good. So this is the chart, guys, of the letters from A1 to C2. B2 is the level we're looking for at IBEX, or better, B2, C1. C2 is awesome, all right? But B2 is the level that we're looking for, okay? Very good. My English level, well, mine is C1, guys. I'm a C1. I am sharing it with you guys. I'm C1 level. Can you imagine a C2 level? Well, C2 level is a, oof, Bill Gates, man. Bill Gates is C2 level. Yeah. All right, so I think I can switch over to you, Marvin. You can go ahead and talk to the guys about the next Dinámica, what we have in store for you when it comes to raffles and prizes. So the people that left, well, too bad. They're not going to participate in what we have in store for you. All right, guys, so stick around. You're now going to participate in something special. All right. I hope that all that has been explained to you today is useful and meaningful. Go ahead and start practicing and beat the Versant. All right.
Ok, cool. So, chicos, es un enorme placer tenerlos acá. No les voy a tomar mucho más de su tiempo. Estoy susurrando, sí, pero pues porque hay varias personas haciendo pruebas y no les quiero, ustedes saben, interrumpir. So, quiero que sepan lo siguiente, muchachos. Primero que nada, ¿recuerdan el link que les había dado? Ok. Vayan, por favor, y regístrense si no lo han hecho. Ok, si ya lo hicieron, no hay ningún problema. Ese es el link. Para los que nos están viendo en Facebook, también pueden participar. Y lo que queremos es que ustedes hagan lo siguiente, que compartan esto, que le den like al video en Facebook también. Y de entre las personas que se registren en este link, nosotros el día de mañana vamos a hacer la rifa son 3 paquetitos bonitos de cosas de IBEX, entre ellos unos headsets de IBEX, unos like bags de IBEX, unos pachones de IBEX y todas las cosas de IBEX que ustedes se puedan imaginar. So, guys, regístrense en este link y de esa manera nosotros podremos ayudarles o obtener su información para que así podamos ser parte de esta hermosa rifa. En serio, chicos, ha sido un enorme placer estar con ustedes. En el link de la descripción vamos a poner el video que también va a estar en YouTube por si nos quieren seguir por allá. Y luego, pues, esténse atentos a un nuevo webinar y video. So, chicos, ha sido un enorme placer. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Chaito.